Hi everyone, I hope you're all safe and I hope you're all doing well. I'm JJ, and today we're going to talk about 3 things I wish I knew about language learning before I even started. So let's get right into it. Number 1, I wish I knew that language learning, there is no such thing as perfect. Whether it's perfect fluency, whether it's perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, there is no real it doesn't exist. There is no such thing as perfect. And in fact, you can never really be perfect. And this is something it's kind of like crazy, or not crazy. It's kind of like a small thing, but I really wish I knew this because I'm a perfectionist. I'm always looking for the best way to do something, the best this, the best that. And I'm always scared that maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe I'm just, maybe if I'm not good, then why should I even try? Maybe I'm just not a language person. Maybe I'm just wasting my time. And when I realized that you'll never be perfect anyway, and that there is no perfect way to do something, just start and then adjust accordingly. Just start first, and then if it's good, if it feels good, keep going. If it doesn't feel good, understand why. Reflect. And if you can change something, then change something. I wish I knew this before I started because I spent so much time wasting time trying to find the best way to learn a language or trying to find the perfect conditions. Like I need to wait until I have more time for my job. I need to wait until I have more money or more blah, 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 blah. And honestly, they were just excuses. I was just too scared to try. I was too scared to start. So the first thing I would say is there's no perfect. And remember that everyone is learning languages for different reasons. Some people just want to learn a little bit and to have, more. Some people just like to collect languages. Everyone is very different. Everyone's unique. There is no right or wrong answer. Some people want to learn only one language, but they want to learn for a very high level. And some people want to learn many languages for a little bit. For me personally, at this point in my life, I'm just learning languages for fun. I want to learn them for traveling, especially. Now we can't travel, but hopefully in the future. I'm also learning them to understand my students. A lot of the languages that I'm learning, it's because many of my students speak these languages. So I want to understand how they feel or what trouble or difficulty they have when they're learning English. I want to understand maybe in their native language, for example. But honestly, for me personally, on a selfish level, I just want to travel. I want to travel, be able to talk to people. I want to dance. I want to eat. That's why I'm learning languages. So the first thing, no such thing as perfect. The second thing I wish I knew before I learned languages is I wish I thought more about how language learning would be part of my life, how language learning would be a part of my normal life. Specifically, now when I think about it, like for example, with COVID, when you're stuck at home, I can't travel or anything. So how is language still a part of my life? Well, I enjoy, for example, when I'm walking. I love listening to podcasts when I walk. And it's amazing because I get to learn about new things. Like I'm learning about, specifically right now, I'm listening to podcasts in Spanish and Portuguese. And I'm learning a lot about different countries in Latin America. And I'm also learning about different different experiences from people in Brazil. And it's amazing. It's these stories that maybe if I only knew English, I would never even hear about. I remember earlier during the coronavirus, I was listening to a podcast about there was a very famous bank heist, a robbery, I think in 2006 in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. And I never heard about this. And it was so amazing, following every episode and just so many cool things. Like I remember the other day I was listening to an episode of in the Mississippi Delta in the United States about people who blended different cultures and they have their own version of a tamale and like from Mexico and blend it with the United States. And it's so cool to learn all these different stories, maybe stories of immigration, stories of hardship, stories of love, of life. And I got to experience it in a new language. And that was amazing. So personally, right now, anyway, a lot of it has to do with podcasts, also with Netflix. I love watching shows in their original language. I love watching shows like Taco Chronicles on Netflix, watching people cook. Street food, Latin America was also amazing. Being able to understand and see the culture, the food culture, but also have it in that language, in Spanish, in Portuguese. It was incredible. So that was a big thing for me. And then another one is just communication. I get to speak to people almost every week in either Spanish and Portuguese. And it's just so cool when I'm speaking to someone and then after the conversation, I realize, wait, I wasn't even using English. I wasn't using the language I'm most comfortable with. And yet we still communicated. We still understood each other. And it's just a magical feeling. And then in the future, travel. So why am I saying that? Because the second thing is really, if you're only looking at the result, it's very hard to learn languages. But when you think about how you're going to use it every day, when you think about how are you going to enjoy the process, then all of a sudden language learning becomes fun every single day. I'm not gonna lie, some days I really don't want to do anything about languages. Maybe I'll just play a quick video for 5 minutes on YouTube. But now it's still a part of my life. Like maybe I don't know, go to the toilet and watch a quick YouTube video, or when I'm stretching after a run, I'll listen to something or watch something. It's all part of my life. So that's the second thing. And the last thing is, I wish I knew before I started learning languages that learning languages would be one of the most rewarding, enriching, and actually simple things in my life. I'm going to say the simple one first. I say simple because, to be honest with you, you don't need a lot to get the benefits of language learning. You don't need to be a master. In fact, if you knew like the most frequent 100 words, the most frequent 1,000 words in your new language, you would probably be able to speak to people on the street. You would probably be able to understand normal, everyday conversation. And honestly, even though right now I'm still a beginner in the languages that I'm learning, and to be honest, if I'm not as serious as I wish I was, maybe, I'm not as focused as I wish I was, it's one of the most incredible things. I've been able to meet new friends. I've been able to travel places, have new experiences that I would never have. I was able to, and I'm still able to learn about the world in a whole new way that I would never be able to if I only knew one language, if I only knew English. And so I just wish I did it sooner. I wish I started sooner, because now I realize, honestly, I don't really spend much money on learning languages. At this point in my life, I have no teachers. I'm not taking any classes. A lot of information is actually free and available online. Or if you want to read books and stuff, I just borrow it from the library. So yeah, free is it's my favorite price anyway. So that's one thing that I would realize. It's actually not that hard. You just have to do it, and a little bit. Little by little becomes a lot. So just a little bit every day. And I'm looking forward to all the adventures in the future. I'm looking forward to all of that. And so those are the three things. Just to give a quick summary again. Number one is there is no such thing as perfect. Number two is I wish I thought about how I would make language learning a part of my life. Basically, I wish I thought about the process more than the result. And number three is I wish I did it sooner. I wish I knew that learning languages would be one of the best decisions in my life. And so I hope some of that gave you an idea of something. I don't know. I hope some of that gave you some energy, maybe some inspiration. But 100%, I would say start it. If you've thought about it, if you're doing it right now, keep going. Learning languages is amazing. And oftentimes when we're doing it, we don't realize that it's incredible. It's magic. We are talking to another human being and expressing ideas in a different way. And other people might not understand us. And that's crazy, especially even the people who we grew up with. Maybe they don't understand us anymore. And it's magic. So keep going. I believe in all of you. And that's it. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. You can like this video. You can subscribe. And I have all these other videos about learning languages and stuff. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Please, everyone, stay safe. And yes, that's JJ out.